With the elongated kitten season and kittens pouring into our shelter each and every day, including sick, injured, and abused animals just like this one, there are many ways that you can help the pets that we care for at the Arizona Humane Society. We're going to tell you all about them and so much more right here on Pets on Parade. Good morning and welcome to Pets on Parade, brought to you by 3TV. I'm Kelsey Dickerson with the Arizona Humane Society. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today. Now, if you can't tell, it is definitely going to be a Pug-a-Palooza on today's show, including so many absolutely adorable babies, including my co-host and this one right here. So if we have any South Park fans watching, you are going to recognize this pup's name. We're going to introduce you to Butters in just a bit. And as we mentioned earlier, AHS is definitely seeing kittens pour into our shelter at an extremely high rate. And we have a few today that may or may not be celebrities in their own right, named after characters who are definitely near and dear to our hearts. We're going to tell you about them throughout the show. And before we meet these sweet babies, like we mentioned, the Arizona Humane Society is definitely over capacity in a lot of different facets in our shelter. And one that continues to be over capacity is our bottle baby kitten nursery, where we care for underaged orphan kittens. So we're going to take an inside look with Carrie Hughes.
Hi AHS Foster Heroes, my name's Carrie Hughes and I'm the foster manager, and we're here today in our bottle baby ICU. We are here to talk about our teeny tiny residents back here in the shelter, and these are our most vulnerable kiddos that have been orphaned by their mothers. Kitten season is here, and as you may know, kitten season in Arizona is actually quite a bit longer than other areas of the country. We're going to see 3 waves of kittens come in this year. We'll see one right now. We're at the very top of our first wave of kittens. We'll see one come in this summer, and then we'll see the last wave of kittens this fall. These kittens that we'll have right now will actually be able to reproduce themselves by fall. So spaying and neutering is critical to ensure that we don't have an overpopulation in our community. But let's talk about what we need from you today. We need everybody to lend a paw and step forward to foster one of these tiny tots. We have an amazing team here at AHS of volunteers and staff that care for these cats 24 hours a day. Most of these little ones need feedings every 2 to 4 hours. We have our bottle baby kittens that are drinking milk. We also have our roll kittens that are on a mixture of milk and wet cat food. Those kittens are transitioning and will soon be eating on their own. So we have a variety of kittens that might fit the needs of your family. Most importantly is consistency with your bottle baby cases. We'll provide you all the supplies, the medication if needed, and most importantly, the guidance. But we also provide wonderful tracking sheets for you to keep track of your kittens' weights. It's important to monitor to make sure kittens are gaining at least 10 grams every day. And as you can see, Nat's getting ready right now to feed this little orange baby. These kittens are so cute and so loving, and we just need you to open up your heart and your home so that they can grow big and strong, enough to be altered and go up for adoption. AHS is going to see over 2,000 cats come through this unit each year, and today you can see our board. We have 51 kittens in the nursery at this moment. Our capacity for care is 56, so we're asking for you to hop on the phone, answer an email, or text us if you're able to help today. We can't do it without the support of everyone, and these little ones are so worth it. Nothing like love and snuggles and purrs. So reach out to us today. We're here to support you. If you have any questions, our matchmakers are ready to answer them.
It's absolutely incredible. Even since that video has been made, Carrie mentioned that we had 51 bottle babies, but we have exploded to 75 bottle baby kittens in that area, which is absolutely over capacity, about 130% over capacity. So if you have hearts in your home, and if you have room in your hearts in your home to be able to bring in one of these adorable babies, please visit azhumane.org/foster. And speaking of adorable kittens, all of the kittens on today's show have already gone through our bottle baby ICU and graduated. And Darla truly would not be here without our fosters, Stacy.
That is so true. Darla went into the bottle baby ICU. She was only 2 to 4 days old. She had some tummy issues and some issues latching on, but she went into foster. She eventually overcame those latching issues. She is a bit of a picky eater, her foster said, so you will need to experiment a little bit with some of the foods that she will eat, but she's ready to go for you. But as was mentioned before, we are at capacity, and this season already, we've been open for a month, we've already cared for 400 bottle baby kittens. So definitely, if you have room in your home and in your heart, please think about fostering some of these little babies. You get all the supplies, you get 24-hour support, you can call with questions, and we support you the whole way through, provide all supplies. But that helps us be able to take in more kittens, because kitten season isn't even close to being over. So we have a long way to go, and we really need all the help that we can get. So for more information, you can go on azhumane.org/foster to find out more about how you can help these little sweet babies.
Absolutely. It is truly a life-saving operation that we couldn't do without our fosters. So thank you so much for that information, Stacy. And like we mentioned earlier, this little cutie is named after a favorite South Park character of mine personally, and I'm sure she is just as sweet and cute as the Butters that she's named after, Lisa.
Oh, this thing is adorable. Look at this little 7-pounder. She is a pug and was surrendered over the counter. Her people who brought her in, she had a swollen eye, and I don't know if you can tell, she's got so many adorable little wrinkles on her face, but she is missing one of her eyes now. Yep, there you go. She came in, that eye was swollen, somehow had gotten injured, or something had happened. They weren't able to take her to the vet. They brought her to us, which is the right thing, and look at her now. Butters, 7 weeks old. Look how happy she is. She chirps like a little bird. She is friendly. She's so happy with all the people and the dogs in the studio. She loves everything. Toys make her crazy. I can't say enough great things about this puppy. She is a puppy, and she loves hot dogs. She's gonna need all kinds of training, like she's gonna need house training, and she's gonna need training on how not to be mouthy and be a normal puppy. But if you are ready for a puppy, look at this girl. She is adorable. One eye isn't gonna slow her down at all. It's Specially Abled Pets Week. And look at her, she's one of our specially abled pets. We really think all of our pets that come through Arizona Humane Society are specially abled pets. But this little girl only has one eye. She doesn't notice. She makes do with one, and you gotta be ready to catch her because she moves. So come on down and meet Butters. She is a crazy little puppy, happy as can be.
Ready to catch her, and then also ready for all of her fans, because she definitely had some paparazzi here earlier. So thank you for that, Lisa. And our next kitten definitely isn't cowardly by any means. He has a huge heart full of adventure and courage. Well, at least that's what it seems to me, Janine.
Yes, look at little Lion. He came in with the Tin Man and the Scarecrow, and they followed the Yellow Brick Road right to the Bottle Baby ICU. So they spent a little bit of time there. Then they did get to go to a foster home, and they gained their weight and got socialized, and he is adorable. He's 9 weeks old, and look at this. He's just like so confident, which he does need to gain a little bit more confidence, but that's just time. And orange tabbies are almost notoriously one of the sweetest cats ever. We just love them. So right now we have the situation with, we're saying we're over capacity. If you do find kittens in your yard, make sure that you leave them there for 8 hours to make sure the mom has not come back, and she might be out foraging for food. But otherwise, you can care for them in your own home, which opens up more of our space, and they get individualized care, which is awesome because if we're over capacity, we're feeding them and, taking care of them, moving on, and then they go to the next, to the next, to the next. Well, when they're in a foster home, they get one-on-one care just from you, and it's great for families to learn all about, animal care and compassion and empathy. And I think they just become a little sweeter, a little more social, because they get to just love on you all the time, and they're going to find homes like lickety split. So just go ahead and we will provide all the care for you. It's actually a kit. It's Care and Place kit, and it has bottles and formula and what else do they have in that kit? There's all kinds of things. I mean, you don't need to worry about anything, and they will give you all the training, how to feed them, how to care for them, and then when they're ready to go up for adoption, you will just take them back to the shelter, and they will handle the rest for you. So it's a win-win situation.
Absolutely.
But look at this little boy; he's a doll.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And it definitely helps us when people care in place for those kittens. So thank you for that, Janine. And while he may not be a part of the litter that we have of kittens that we have on today's show, his name fits into the theme. Can you guess what it is? Make sure not to change that channel. We're going to let you know if you are right when we come back. Welcome back to Pets on Parade. Now it's time to meet my co-host from earlier in the show, who just so happened to be fostered by a certain someone that we might know, Perry.
Absolutely, Kelsey. This is Daryl. Daryl is one of the behind-the-scenes guy here at Pets on Parade, who helps us handle all the animals to and from the transport vehicle. So I'm going to let Daryl talk right now about his wonderful foster, Frank.
So this is Frank, not our infamous behind-the-scenes handler, Frank. This is our foster dog, Frank. My wife and I fostered him for about 2 months. He had a broken pelvis and some lacerations on his leg, which involves a lot of crate rest, which is really difficult for a three-year-old like this. But he just performed famously. He's just fantastic in his crate. Stayed nice and quiet, and for all the medical appointments that we had to transport him back and forth, he just stayed in his crate, was super nice and quiet. So he's incredibly well behaved. We've got 4 dogs already, and he got along famously with them. He's just an excellent little guy. He just loves his food. He loves his treats, and I just can't say enough about him. And he is going to be available for adoption at the Humane Society, and the Humane Society has some interesting things going on with adoptions, and Perry will tell us all about it.
That's right, Daryl. We've been talking about capacity on every segment here. We are at our max right now, and as a result of that, we are doing free adoptions through May 15th. Thanks to the Bissell Foundation, great friends, our floor care products people. And it originally was going to be all pets 6 months and older, but it's just not moving the way we wanted it to. And as a result, we're going to have to expand that to all animals in the shelter. We're starting to take in excess of around 75 animals per day. And yesterday we did 30 adoptions. So do the math. That's not going to work. We need to do something. So please open your heart, open your home. And what Daryl just said here about this little guy, Frank, and I'll attest to it, he's an absolutely spectacular little pup. He's making great friends here in the studio. You're not going to find a dog like this with no adoption fee anywhere. So please come on down, open your hearts again. If you have 2, you're going to have 3. If you have 3, you're going to have 4. If you don't have any pets right now, this is a fantastic time to do it. Go to our website, azhumane.org/adopt, and see all the great animals we have for adoption right now.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. And that little tail has not stopped wagging, knowing that he is going to find his forever home. Thank you guys so much. And we asked you before the break if you could guess this pup's name. I don't know if there was too many suggestions on there to be able to help people out there, but we had Lion. We were supposed to have Dorothy. That didn't work out. But if we're keeping with that theme, please do the honors of introducing us to this pup, Lisa.
This is Oz, the one and only, the Wizard of Oz, whose tail never stops wagging. And he is a little 6-month-old boxer mix. And as you can see, his specialty in life is just pretty much wiggling. He loves everybody, happy, playful. He chases his tail if you don't provide him with a toy or something better to chase. He would love you to come to your house and chase your children around the backyard. They can tire themselves out. And he loves the belly rubs. So if you love big dogs like I do, now is the time. The shelter is at capacity. We're talking about that a lot today. Look at all these big dogs looking for somebody, looking for a yard to play in, looking for somebody to play with. They all are wonderful pets, and thanks to our wonderful adoption partner, Bissell, their adoption fees are all waived. So no matter what you like, big dogs, little dogs, cats, kittens, come on down. Everything's waived, and please help us out with our pet capacity. I can't take all these big dogs home. Please come down if you're thinking of adopting. It's a great time, and Oz will be wagging his tail waiting until you come down.
Absolutely. That is so great, Lisa. And someone might have even recognized that Petey, who was on the show before, is in need of a foster right now because he didn't find an adopter. So thank you for that important reminder. And we're keeping with the Wizard of Oz kitten trivia as we head into our next break. This kitten knows he has a brain, but the character he's named after wasn't so sure. We'll tell you what his name is after the break. Welcome back to the show. Now we asked if you could guess this kitty's name before the break, but only if I had his brain. Maybe I could know it, Stacy.
Maybe, that would be nice. This is Scarecrow. Scarecrow was very young when he came into the bottle baby ICU. He was estimated to be 3 to 4 days old. His eyes and ears were still closed. So he went into foster for weight gain, and he went ahead and gained weight, and they said that he can be shy and slow to warm up, but as soon as I started holding him, he was purring away, so he warms up pretty quickly. He's very sweet. And we were saying that we're at capacity and that we need volunteers and fosters, and one way to volunteer is to help pack our foster bags. Those are the bags that we send home with all of our fosters that had food, litter, toys, and other supplies. And already, our current volunteers have packed literally thousands of pounds of litter and food. So that's one way that you can definitely help out at the shelter. It doesn't even have to be consistent. You could do it, whenever you're available to do it. But that's an important part of what we do in providing supplies for our fosters. That's one of the things that we promise we'll do. And volunteers like this make sure that we can keep that promise and provide you with supplies. So if that's something you're interested in doing and a way to come in and even get to know the shelter, you can go on azhumane.org/volunteer and find out how and when you can help us get our fosters ready to go to their foster homes. But this is Scarecrow, and he's so sweet. He's still purring away.
Oh my goodness, he's ready to sing you over the rainbow. Thank you so much for that, Stacy, and thank you to all of our volunteers. And our next pup is as handsome as can be, as you can tell, a big flirt by his picture. He is absolutely gorgeous, but been giving you a run for your money, Janine.
Yes, Kodiak has a lot of energy, and he is 2 years old. And Huskies, we all know they are runners. So what I think had happened is he got out of someone's yard and he ran, and I think he probably was hit by a car because he was sent to an emergency animal clinic with a lame front leg, some wounds on him, and I think that was just because of him wanting to explore his neighborhood, and then just took off. So if you just decide to adopt a husky, then you definitely need to have a big backyard with high walls. But he is beautiful. He has these icy blue eyes. He loves treats, so he's going to be very treat motivated for training purposes. And they also need to be brushed out, I would say, if you can, every single day, because Huskies notoriously will blow their coat twice a year, and that is just a must with a Husky, because they have all this beautiful fur, but it does like to come out. But he is and they can be, oh, look at, who do you see? You see our famous Frank over there, yeah. So, what we also, spring and fall is notoriously the time of year that parvo is running rampant. So we're gonna be having our mobile clinics driving around, and they're going to be doing vaccines and some low-cost vaccines. And oh my gosh, sorry, he's a lot to handle, let me tell you. Come on, baby. But if you go on azhumane.org/events, you can see where the different locations are set up, and you can also get other few specialty things done. But he is just a beautiful guy. You got to come down. I just love him. Oh. He's so fun.
Absolutely, so gorgeous, and vaccines are so important. Thank you for that, Janine. And we tell you each and every week about the animals that come through our doors that truly could not be treated anywhere else, but you don't always get to see the transformation from before and after. But today we are very excited to be able to show you Lucky's incredible transformation.
Yeah, you're gonna puke. I'm here in time, honey. He's a good eater, I'm assuming. Oh, what a good, gentle boy. Oh, you're such a lucky boy.
Lucky is just one of almost 18,000 sick, injured, and abused pets that we care for each and every year. And right now, you can help twice as many pets just like him thanks to Hill's Pet Nutrition by visiting azhumane.org/Hills to get your gift doubled. And speaking of pets in need of help, who doesn't like a little pickle with their Sammy, especially one as adorable as this, Perry?
Absolutely, Kelsey. This is the pickle, as you mentioned, a 3-year-old Rex rabbit. If you've never touched a Rex, you owe it to yourself just to come down and pet this guy, and I think if you do, you're going to take him home. So that's one. They're the softest little creatures in the world. This guy came in as an over-the-counter owner, surrendered. He went right to a foster home because of the RHDV2 virus, which we've talked about in the past. He didn't have it. It's a precautionary measure. He did really, really well in the foster home, and whoever did foster this guy did a great job with him. He was a little bit nervous at first, but warmed up very, very quickly. And he has been fantastic in the studio today with people walking around and big animals, as you've seen. He's really, really nice little bunny. We had 300 some animals come into us last fall, rabbits, and we're currently working on a hoarding case. We're going to need fosters for these guys. We talk about fosters for dogs and cats all the time. We don't talk about fosters for critters that often. If you have your house, you don't have quite as much room as you normally do for a dog or a cat, consider a rabbit. They're easy to take care of. They don't require as much time. So go to our website and check this guy out. But this is Pickle the Rex.
Oh, absolutely adorable. And Royal was already in here falling in love as well. So thank you for that, Perry. And our last pup of the show definitely has some radar ears. We're going to introduce you to this pup when we come back. Welcome back to the show. Our last segment is going to be super quick, but we're full of super cute pets. Who is this, Lisa?
I have the super quick, adorable Toshi, 2 years old. He was found as a stray. He's got a little laceration behind his ear that's all healed up now. But this guy found himself as a stray. Don't let that happen to you. If you need any help with your animals, there's a lot going on in our economy right now, and we've talked a lot about overpopulation at the shelter. So pethousinghelp.org has all kinds of resources for anybody who's looking for help with animals, assistance if you need assistance with food with your animals, anything like that. Go to pethousinghelp.org for resources.
Absolutely. It's a one-stop shop at pethousinghelpaz.org, so make sure to visit there. And our last kitten of the show is Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. He's from Oz.
This is the Tin Man. We just want to remind you really quick about spay and neuter. It's the #1 way to prevent overpopulation and needless euthanasia. So please spay and neuter your pets and love on this kitty.
Absolutely. There are so many wonderful organizations that AHS works with each and every day that you can help TNR your community cats. And like we mentioned all throughout today's show, there are so many ways that you can help our pets. So make sure to visit azhumane.org. We'll see you right here next week for Pets on Parade.